Now at 9, Russia has started moving troops into Ukraine. How the world is responding.
A Ball State alum making their mark on musical theater in one big city.
And I'm tracking rain and thunderstorms overnight, as well as a possible winter storm for the end of the week.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching Newslink, Indiana.
Good evening, thanks for being with us. I'm Alex Almanza.
And I'm Tara Konieczny.
Now we begin tonight with breaking news. The Associated Press says Russian forces have entered Ukraine for, quote, peacekeeping purposes, the entrance of the peacekeeping troops, prompting the UN Security Council to hold an emergency meeting tonight. That's at the request of the Kiev, the 5 European nations, and Mexico.
The AP says Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered the forces onto the separatist regions hours after recognizing the area's independence. European Union leaders say doing so was a violation of international law. Ukraine now saying they, quote, are not afraid of anyone. The Russian president frustrated about the breakup of the former Soviet republics.
Modern Ukraine from the beginning and in its totality has been created by Russia.
The U.S. also says it has credible information about a Russian kill list, writing in a letter to the United Nations that Russia is identifying Ukrainians to be killed or sent to camps. The Kremlin denying the claim, calling it absolute fiction.
We believe that any military operation of the size, scope, and magnitude of what we believe the Russians are planning will be extremely violent.
Now, Ukraine began preparing for a full-fledged invasion earlier today. The country canceled all flights out of Kiev until the end of the month. The White House says they will continue to monitor the situation overnight and have a response prepared tomorrow. For now, President Joe Biden plans to impose new sanctions on trade and financing in the 2 pro-Moscow territories in Ukraine. In a statement, the White House said Biden would sign an executive order that would, quote, prohibit new investment, trade, and financing by U.S. persons to, from, or in the 2 regions of Ukraine. Biden's executive order will also allow the U.S. to impose sanctions on anyone operating within those areas.
Meanwhile, the White House again placing a pause on new leases and permits for federal oil and gas drilling. This move comes after a district judge in Louisiana issued an injunction. The injunction prevents the administration from using the social cost of carbon in decisions based on oil and gas drilling on public land. In the appeal filed over the weekend, the Biden administration says the judge's injunction resulted in a halt. The social cost of carbon is a metric which puts a dollar sign on each ton of carbon dioxide emitted to value its impact on disasters.
President Biden's search for a new Supreme Court justice is underway. Interviews have started with at least one person having a sit-down interview with the president last week. That's according to a source familiar with the process. No word yet on how many candidates will be questioned, but an announcement of the nominee could be made within the next few days. A separate White House official says that Biden would like to make a decision by the end of the month.
And now moving back to Ball State's campus, voting for Ball State's new Student Government Association slate went live this morning. Students should have received an email with a link to the voting software from the Office of Student Life Director. There is only one slate running this year, but you can vote no confidence. If you want more information on the slate and their principles, you can view our special reports on our Facebook page.
Now, a beautiful day today.
Yes.
We were hitting about 60s, I think. So.
I know. I had my windows open. It was amazing.
All right. Well, are we going to continue seeing that warm weather? Maddie Johnson has the latest.
Well, Alex and Tara, I'm glad you guys got a chance to go outside and enjoy the weather. It certainly was beautiful. We did reach a high of 61 degrees today, not too far off from our record of 68 degrees back in 2018. And these temperatures are going to continue into the overnight and into tomorrow, staying on the mild side. We're currently at 56 here in Muncie. Most places across Indiana, either in the upper 40s to the lower 50s right now. Now, coming up, temperatures aren't going to stay steady throughout the entire week. We are on a temperature roller coaster. Temperatures will drop this week. We are seeing rain and thunderstorms overnight and then leading into a possible winter storm on Thursday.
Thank you, Maddie. Ball State has had many successful alumni throughout the years, and the musical theater program has always contributed to that. Newslink Indiana's Kara Prozuchek takes a look at one Cardinal who has quickly found success in the country's biggest market, New York City.
Just 1 year after graduation, one Ball State musical theater alumnus, Ren Rivera, is seeing their dreams come true. From a small conservative town in northwest Indiana to the melting pot of the world, Rivera took a leap of faith and moved to New York City, where their success began.
I was in my U-Haul when I get a call from my agent saying that I booked a TV show. And they were like, "Are you in New York, and how fast can you get here?" And I was like, LOL, I'm literally moving to New York right now. Like, I'm in the U-Haul. And they were like, "Great, you're on set."
That was just the beginning, as they would get another life-changing phone call saying they had a callback from a Broadway musical that same exact week. Jagged Little Pill.
Okay. And it was for the role that I ended up getting, which was the ensemble / Joe's cover. And I was like, please. And I went and did the TV show. And then immediately from the TV show, I went to the callback.
Rivera ended up getting into the show, but not until after a couple more callbacks. They began rehearsals with the all-new cast members who were joining their show. It was during one of these rehearsals that the stage manager, Ira Mott, asked to talk to Rivera for a minute.
I go over to him and he's like, "So I've been talking with the director and the choreographer, and if you would like to, we would like for you to join the main cast for the Tonys." And I was like,
The Tony Awards is an annual ceremony recognizing the excellence in Broadway theater. This event was Rivera's Broadway debut. Rivera says they have many more future projects and auditions coming up. This past year was the beginning of an amazing career to come. In Muncie, Kara Prozuchek, Newslink, Indiana.
And performances by Rivera can be found on youtube.com by looking up their name. Meanwhile, the performances of a Broadway show, Waitress, at Emmons Auditorium have been postponed because of, quote, current challenges present from COVID-19, according to Ball State's website. New dates will be announced once they become available. Until then, tickets will be refunded at the point of purchase.
A Ball State student created a business that first began in his closet. Now, he's creating a community with those who have similar tastes in his style. Newslink Indiana's Angelica Gonzalez went to a local pop-up shop to see how the business works.
What makes clothing vintage? It's clothing that can represent a time period in human society. For example, clothes in the 80s and 70s. Senior Seth Pope shared how he started purchasing and selling vintage clothes for himself and others.
Buying clothes for my personal closet, and I kept running into stuff that did not fit me, but it was super cool, and I was like, I don't want to leave this here. Someone I know can wear this.
The vintage pop-up shop first started with Seth and one of his friends. It eventually branched out to 11 vendors, and hopefully will continue to grow even more, creating a community with style and saving the planet at the same time.
It's renewable. We're saving a ton of trash from going to landfills and all the clothing. So that was something that I love, the sustainability of it.
Sustainability was one of the main reasons Pope started his business.
And it would keep it out of a Goodwill and keep it from going to a landfill.
A community that has no competition, but unity to encourage and teach those the importance of thrifting. In Muncie, Angelica Gonzalez, Newslink, Indiana.
The vintage pop-up shop is expected to make another appearance in the village at the end of March.
Legislators have rolled back a bill that seeks to increase the number of Indiana students who complete their FAFSA. The proposal was changed today to only require that school officials provide high school seniors and their parents with more information about federal student aid. This comes after K-12 school associations raised concerns about overwhelming teachers and guidance counselors in regards to a Senate-approved application mandate. Fewer than 60% of Indiana's 2021 high school graduates completed a FAFSA form. Developments of a COVID-19 pill, how it's keeping those with the virus out of the hospital.
Plus, find out what cruise line is easing its mask mandate. That's up next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Merck's COVID-19 pill appears to be helping people stay out of the hospital. A new study from India says the drug company's antiviral molnupiravir treatment reduced the risk of hospitalization by 65%. Researchers looked at more than 1,200 people with COVID-19 and found that only 1.5% of the group that took the pill had to go to the hospital. That's compared to the 4.3% of those that didn't get treated with the pill.
Queen Elizabeth II has tested positive for COVID-19. Buckingham Palace made the announcement Sunday. Officials say the Queen is having cold-like symptoms, but expects to continue light duties at Windsor over the coming week. She will also continue to get medical attention. Her son, Prince Charles, the heir to the throne, tested positive for COVID on February 10th. Just weeks ago, the 95-year-old Queen became the UK's longest reigning monarch and celebrated her platinum jubilee of 70 years. Travel at U.S. airports reached holiday levels over the weekend. The Transportation Security Administration screened more than 2.2 million people Friday. That's the most since the Sunday after Thanksgiving of 2021. Between Friday and Sunday, TSA screened nearly twice the number of travelers as during the same time last year. Even so, it did not reach pre-pandemic numbers. The high traffic comes as more countries ease COVID restrictions, allowing more people to travel.
Carnival Cruises will be relaxing its mask rules next month, beginning March 1st. Masks will be recommended but not required, but the company says there may be certain venues and events where you'll have to wear a mask. Masks on board cruise ships have been an ongoing topic since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. The Carnival Corporation owns several major cruise lines, according to the company. About 13 million passengers sail on board a Carnival-owned ship in a typical year. Now, keeping things in the water, it took 3 years, but the world's largest cruise ship is finally ready to welcome all passengers aboard. Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas is expected to leave from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to the Caribbean for its maiden voyage next month. The nearly 1,200-foot ship can hold over 6,900 guests and 2,300 crew members. They'll get to enjoy 18 decks that feature activities like a 10-deck high zip line, a poolside movie screen, and what is known as the tallest slide at sea. The voyage from Florida begins on March 4th. The ship will then head to Barcelona and Rome for its launch of the Western Mediterranean cruises in May. Well, definitely some warmer days coming up. Maddie Johnson has a preview of what's coming next.
Well, 60s and spring-like temperatures were the big weather story of today, but will this continue? I'll have more after the break.
Baby, you see, I cannot set you free. Why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous. Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
And banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. The current time is 9:16, and I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Maddie Johnson. Now, temperatures in the 60s and plenty of sunshine today definitely had me thinking of spring, and spring isn't too far away. We're just 27 days away from the first day of spring, which will occur on March 20th. Now, with temperatures in the 60s today, we've been waiting to see these 60-degree temperatures, and a high of 61 degrees today at the Muncie Airport was, in fact, our first official 60-degree day of the year. That last 60-degree day of 2021 came on December 27th, which was 56 days ago, and we will see another day in the 60s for Tuesday. Now, with these spring-like conditions also comes an unsettled weather pattern this week, as we are seeing a flood watch that's in effect from the National Weather Service for our entire viewing area. Now, this will go into effect at 1 a.m. tonight and last all the way through until 1 a.m. on Wednesday. So we do have renewed concerns for river flooding as rain will progress through the overnight hours and into tomorrow. Now, looking at our radar right now, we're not seeing a whole lot on radar, just some passing clouds. However, our next weather system is on its way in from southern Indiana. It'll get here at about midnight tonight. This rain will start out pretty scattered in intensity before picking up during the overnight hours. And you can see these pockets here of yellow and oranges and even some reds. That's indicating pockets of heavier rain and even some thunderstorms that could move through during the overnight hours. Don't be surprised if you wake up to a rumble of thunder or two overnight before the rain generally will lighten in intensity throughout the day on Tuesday. We will still be seeing this rain throughout the day on Tuesday, however, so you will want to have an umbrella with you. Now, for tonight, we drop down to a mild low of 54 degrees, winds staying breezy out of the south at about 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 30 miles an hour at times with that moderate to heavy rainfall. Now, for tomorrow, we will be sticking with the rain all day, those winds sticking around as well, gusting up to 30 miles an hour. We will top out at 61 degrees around the lunchtime hour, so another mild day in the 60s is in store, but we won't have any of that sunshine like we saw today. Now, those rain chances aren't the only precipitation chance throughout the week. We are tracking a possible winter storm set to make its way through central Indiana Wednesday night all the way through early Friday morning. We're concerned at this point about wintry mix setting up for the Thursday morning commute and then heavy snow by the time we get to the Thursday evening commute. So definitely continue to stay updated and tune into Newslink Indiana this week as we start to fine-tune these details as we get closer. Now, taking a look at our mid 7-day forecast here, you see that high of 61 degrees tomorrow, dropping down to 36 degrees on Wednesday, 33 degrees, and that rain, snow, ice mix on Thursday. There's where that winter storm's going to set up. And then as we head throughout the weekend and into next week, we'll be stuck with these colder, more winter-like temperatures, but we will get plenty of sunshine. So Alex and Tara, there's a little bit of something for everybody on this forecast. Are you looking forward to the rain, the snow?
You know what? I love a good rainy day, so I'm definitely excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I think you and I were talking before the show. Where do I prefer rain or snow? And I said neither. So I think today's probably the pick day of the week.
For sure, although I'm definitely looking forward to some more snow.
Thank you so much, Maddie. And now we're going to kick things over to Zach and take a look at what's in sports.
Thanks, guys. One high school basketball team on the verge of making history, and Ball State teams battling it out on the road against tough competition. All that and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to Newslink, Indiana. I'm Zach Greer with sports. Wapahani men's basketball facing off against Yorktown in an inter-county matchup that, with a win, would move the Raiders closer to school history. Newslink, Indiana's Bryce Demsevich went out to Selma to catch the game.
Yorktown, traveling to Raider Nation with hopes to disrupt the rolling Wapahani squad, more specifically Isaac Andrews. The Raiders have had an amazing season led by the sophomore phenom, averaging 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Andrews talks about how an electric home crowd helps motivate his play and push them towards success.
Oh, it's amazing. Our fans are some of the best in Indiana. I love them. The atmosphere is always great, and we're just glad people always come to our games and really support us.
The Wapahani Raiders, currently sitting at 16-4, are looking for their first undefeated season at home in almost 9 years. Head coach Matt Luce has the team working at a very high level and passing on all cylinders.
They're winners, and it's not easy to be good. It's really hard to be good and be scouted and be the #1 guy on the scouting report. And they are. They led their team, whether it be points, passes, or just talking and rebounds. And that's where they've improved. It used to be just scorers. Now they're just winners at the high school level. I'm proud of them.
Junior Aiden Franks has been the perfect complement to Andrews all season long, averaging 20 points per game. Without Aiden, the Raiders wouldn't nearly be the team they are today. Franks, like Andrews, explains how powerful the drive of an amazing home crowd can truly make a difference.
Now, home games are a lot different than away games. Our crowd, we bring a great crowd, great band, and most of all, a great student section. So it's a good atmosphere, and I love playing in it.
After a hard-fought win on homecoming night against the Tigers, the Raiders have one final game at home with hopes to go into sectionals with all the momentum they need. The Battle of the Raiders comes to Selma this Friday as Wapahani takes on Shenandoah. In Muncie, Bryce Demsevich, Newslink, Indiana.
Keeping things on the court, Ball State basketball getting ready for a road trip out to Kent State to take on the Golden Flashes tomorrow. This will be the second time the two MAC foes have faced off on the court this season. In their last matchup, Kent State came to town and took down the Cardinals 66-65. Tyler Cochran knocked down a running layup with 22 seconds to put the Cardinals up 1. But Justin Hamilton dropped in a layup with 10 seconds left on the clock, which sealed the deal. The Cardinals will look for vengeance on the road to tie up the series at 1 game apiece. And finally, looking to make a splash, Ball State women's swim and dive will head to Bowling Green for the MAC championship meet. It'll be a long week for the Cardinals with an event spanning over 4 days, with the first event, the 200 medley relay, starting at 6:30 Wednesday evening. Ball State will look to build off of last year's strong outing, when Marcela Ribeiro became Ball State's first MAC champion ever in the 1650 freestyle. Freshman Ashley Proven heading into the meet as one of the best divers in the conference and has already secured her ticket to the NCAA Zone Diving Championship. And guys, I have some swimming experience back in the day, but I could never dive. Never.
No.
I was so afraid of heights.
Major props to them because I'm too afraid of heights to do that.
Yeah, and I can't even swim, so I don't. If you throw me in water, it's done. It's done.
Thanks, Zach.
All right, thanks. After the break, we have our anchor picks. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. It's time for our anchor picks. It appears Britney Spears wants to add best-selling author to her list of accomplishments. People magazine is reporting the pop star has signed a massive book deal with publishing house Simon & Schuster. According to People, the $15 million deal is to write a tell-all memoir. No word on when her book could be released.
Scientists have confirmed what dog lovers already knew. Canines can recognize their owner's voice. Researchers at University in Budapest studied 28 dogs while the animals played hide and seek in the lab. The scientists used more than a dozen different voices, including the pet owners. The dogs were guided by just their owner's voice and found them in 82% of cases. The team believes the study can have real-world application for dogs with separation anxiety.
Now a perfect day today to walk the dog, but are we going to have that again throughout the week? Maddie, can you tell us more?
Well, there's a little bit of something for everybody in our 7-day forecast. We have rain on the way tomorrow with a high of 61 degrees, 36 on Wednesday, 33, and some snow and ice chances on Thursday with a possible winter storm, and then we'll dry out over the weekend with colder temperatures returning.
All right, thanks, Maddie. That's all tonight for Newslink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the Newslink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.